Hey guys, Verbal Engine 95, recording live from your local county prison cell. Long time. I may have actually recorded this video before and then just forgot to post it, like over a month ago. Things have just been hectic lately. This might be one of the longer breaks I've taken. But, yeah, just in case I don't get a chance to, I'm going to try to release something now today. But yeah, this is a fight I've had on the back burner, and to be honest, I just haven't really been. It's taking episodes of Death Battle to get me back into Death Battle at this point. And to be honest, I don't really care for, the upcoming one, the Chainsaw Man Jujutsu Kaisen one, the Denji versus, what's his face. I've said it before, I just really don't think the shows are that, the shows get compared to each other all the time, like, from a plot perspective, they're really similar, but they don't really have, that kind of, rivalry to them that I think they should, and people treat it like they do. Like it's not Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, you know what I mean? It's not like Bleach and Naruto or One Piece and Naruto or anything, you know what I mean? Like, the shows aren't in each other's way, and there's a whole thing about the anime industry right now that you could say that prevents that from being the case, and et cetera, et cetera. But none of that's what we're talking about, actually. We're talking about a completely unrelated matchup, which is Wild Tiger from, or Kotetsu from Tiger and Bunny, and Mecha Man from Dispatch. It has been a second since I've looked at these characters, probably since I last recorded this video, which I'm more and more convinced as I keep talking that I did. And yeah, so these are, the two kind of over-the-hill kind of characters forced into a new team, into a new situation. Old dog, new tricks, that kind of thing. And, yeah, so let's just get into it. Start with Kotetsu and so he is a pro hero, but he is the bottom ranked pro hero. It's kind of like the My Hero Academia world, but instead of like being a hero is being a celebrity, but it's how do I put this? Heroes have their own reality show, and they have a ranking on that show, right? And it kind of stems from that. So it's not like they are celebrities just in the world at large, but they're not you know what I mean? There's a direct effort to turn them into that status, right? So there's a minor leagues and a major league, one's televised, one's not, that sort of thing. Well, anyway, he is the lowest ranking in the Major Leagues of Heroes, and he's been in the lowest ranking of the Major Leagues of Heroes for a pretty long time, right? To the point where he's friends with everyone who's at the top because they've just been around so long. And yeah, he's seeing all these new kids come in. But yeah, so he actually has a pretty incredible power, which is called his 100 power, which for, I believe it's 5 minutes, it multiplies his strength by, 100. Strength, his speed, his agility, durability, all that sort of stuff. He just becomes multiplied by 100. And he can do some incredible feats. Now that, multiplying a base person's strength by 100 doesn't seem incredible, but think of it this way. This guy, he's outrun bullet trains. He's a pretty active guy. We've seen this guy jump up a tree from a standing position without activating his powers. So he's a pretty athletic guy, as is part of his being a hero. They don't have training per se, but they go to the gym and everything in the show. I mean, we've seen him outrun a bullet train. Bullet trains go around 300-400 miles an hour. It's very within the possibility of a normal human to run 3 or 4 miles an hour. So, I mean, like, him being able to outrun a bullet train is actually realistic for his power set. He's been shown able to, like, tie railroad tracks and knots, like iron railroad tracks, to, stop the train. He delivers superhuman, punches and stuff. If we've seen him jump up a tree without his powers, he should technically be able to jump, like, 500 feet in the air or something, right? But yeah, this guy is definitely superhuman, and he is a dumbass. I'm not gonna lie. He's just stupid to a degree, but he is an experienced hero. So he does have to use, like, his kind of, he does follow his gut a lot. He does that sort of thing, which is in contrast to Bunny, his his new younger partner, who has coincidentally the same power as him. However, there is also a kind of difference to his power later in the story, where his power starts getting a lot stronger, and it starts multiplying by more than 100. Right? I don't know if they give a number in the show. I can't quite remember. But then he starts losing it. Faster, rather, right? So it starts canceling 5 seconds earlier, 10 seconds earlier, more and more. And we realize through the course of the show that he's actually losing his power, and he's kind of, the increase in strength is him burning out after he uses it. Now, I believe there is, like, a cooldown period. Again, I don't know. I think it might be like another 5 minutes or something until he can use it again. But, so it's not like just an infinite spam thing where you can just, oh, I'm out. Well, no, remember, I'm activating again. But yeah, his power set is really incredible, but it becomes tragic that he ends up using it. By the end of the show, he can only do it for 1 minute at a time, right? Where, I don't know if there's like a set amount that he's multiplied by the end of the show. It might still be the 100 power. They still call it the 100 power, I believe, but, he actually rebrands himself to be called Wild Tiger 1 Minute, and they give him his own clock on the show to like build anticipation of, oh, is he gonna catch the guy in 1 minute? But yeah, I mean, if he can, if he's being multiplied by more than 100, I mean, his feats should be even more incredible. But yeah, anyway, moving on to Mecha Man. So, Mecha Man is, as the name would suggest, a guy in a mech. He is the third iteration of the hero Mecha Man. And he is also kind of a, blasé, doesn't really care too much kind of hero who gets put into the dispatch agency to, be kind of like a more teacher role, or more of a managerial role than anything else. And he he has this suit. I forget what it's at. I forget if there's an official name for the suit. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't actually played the game. I just watched all the cutscenes. And yeah, this suit is powered by a specific power source that's like an experimental, like, quantum form of energy. And it lets him do some incredible things, like have, like, barrages of missiles, energy blades that have, cut flesh, like it's like a plasma cutter almost. He's shot concussive lasers, he's used nets, he has rocket boosters and stuff. However, that might sound, oh my god, like this guy's a walking armory. A lot of this weaponry doesn't seem to be lethal. And not only that, we also see a lot of admittedly superhuman opponents, break through his mech suit, so it's not like super durable either. In fact, the first thing in the show is he fights an acid guy and he ends up almost losing power completely, which is a big factor in in his ability to fight. But he's got all these like great military weapons. There's not going to be too much I can really cover from him aside from like conveying he's a mech. It's a mech. We're watching a mech fighting a superhero. In fact, actually, I think the most interesting part of this fight is going to be the analysis, so I'm just going to skip to that. So, because these guys actually have very similar feats in terms of the opponents they fought. The major villain in season 1 of Tiger and Bunny was a guy who had somehow been given 2 powers, right? That was like, that's an anomaly in their world. And his powers were that he could like shoot compressed air, so he could like point a finger at you and make it like a bullet hitting you, and then he could also read minds. And the way they got around his ability to read minds is that he could only read one person's mind at a time, so that's why he challenged all the heroes one-on-one. Like, they said, okay, you guys will fight me one-on-one, and if one of you can take me out, right? And the idea was that Tiger and Bunny had to fight him together using the same power in order to counter him. Not too dissimilar from the villain of Dispatch, who has the ability to do such precise calculations that he's pretty much like telepathic to a degree, right? But the issue is he can only, and this is a joke on it being a Telltale game, he can only decide the future from binary decisions. So, like, if there's 3 options, he can't predict what's going to happen, right? If it's go left or go right, he knows which way to go. If it's go left, go straight, or go right, he has no way of predicting it, right? He can only predict the future from binary decisions, which is how he tricks him at the end of the game, because he's got a fake power source and a real one. If he gives him the real one, if you give him the real one, then he wins because he gets the power source and he becomes like omnipotent. If you give him the fake one, he knows you were going to give him the fake one and he kills your girlfriend, right? And then steals the real one from you. If you give him both, he doesn't know how to compute it and he uses the fake one and dies, right? But that actually pieces together what my decision's going to be in this fight, because this is a villain who was tanking hits from Mecha Man's arsenal, right? He was getting beaten by them. Sorry, he was getting his ass beat by them, but he wasn't like dying from them. Dude was taking missiles to the face and whatnot. And dude got out of the mech and beat this guy's ass. So, like, clearly he's not this villain's not superhumanly durable, or else how did you just do that? So, like, don't be surprised, but don't be kind of confused by the mech's arsenal, because we don't really see Kotetsu do too much that's like ridiculously superhuman, but we see him do a lot in the beginning of the show that like shows his peak of using his 100 power. Like I said, outrunning bullet trains and tying iron railroad tracks in knots, right? he's way above what people consider him to be, superhero wise. Like, people say, like, oh, All Might's, he's a rip off All Might or whatever. It's a rip off My Hero Academia, but I think this guy might actually be stronger than All Might, to be honest with you, or at least there's an argument there. And yeah, Mecha Man is surprisingly weak, so yeah, I'm gonna give it to Wild Tiger. But anyway, yeah, just really wanted to get a fight out there. Probably a lot of Dispatch fans that are gonna be like, you missed this, and that. Yeah, I know. I'm not. I did research about it at one point and then I forgot about it. So this episode, this version of the video might be going up. Another version might be going up. I don't know. Anyway, Verbal Engine 95. See ya.